And then the other thing I guess that I was looking at was, for example, the second to last paragraph doesn't specifically deal with me at all. It's talking about the observations I made in sort of preparation. And I was thinking if it was something where I should just completely eliminate anything that doesn't specifically talk about me, since it is supposed to be, quote, a personal statement, end quote, or if I should try and make connections between the things I had already learned about that made me prepared to be that kind of observer, like a women and gender studies in the law class that I had taken, even if that is a bit far back academically for me, to sort of tie it back to me, like constantly referring to me, like, or is that too selfish?
I get what you mean. Of course, you do want to keep it personal. I also wouldn't want you to reach in order to make that connection. This statement is a little bit longer than I would recommend. I think
pages.
But is that what kind of spacing are you using here? That looks like less. Maybe it's 1.5 lines rather than two double spaced.
I can double check that, but I'm pretty sure it was double spaced.
Okay, if it is double spaced, then your length is fine. To me, it looked a little bit less than that. It looked like it might be 1.75 or 1.5. And believe me, that the admission officers are they're reading tons of these, so they don't need to check. Double spaced stands out in a way that 1.5 would be very apparent. Okay. And to me, just based on my naked eye looking at this, it looks like less than double spaced.
So then I should just eliminate that paragraph maybe?
That might be the most simple solution, the most elegant one there. And then everything is personal in nature, of course.
Well, the second paragraph of talking about like the kinds of things that pro se's have already as resources, like the changes in standards and the pro se projects, is a little also outside of the scope of like personal. Again, I could bring that to like my job. I learned about the standard for small claims court because I was working at a CLE program where that was one of their topics, or the NILAG project, which I learned about afterwards because I had an incident where a police officer told me I wasn't allowed to film in public, and I had to learn about that really fast. So there is ways to connect each of these things, but as I communicate them to you to make them less academic, obviously that adds more length to that essay that you're already saying is really dense. So that's a concern for me, obviously.
I wouldn't want you to bring up other cases or other events that you've had, or like the filming in public, for example. That's not directly tied to the topic here. And I think appearing pro se is more than enough substance for one personal statement. You don't need to go beyond that. Now, this second paragraph here, a lot of it is not personal. You're describing the nature of the problem and why it's important to you, which I think is nice. I would just look to condense that more. I don't think you have to eliminate that paragraph entirely. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.